Hey guys, my name's Ricky. I go by Ghost. Been called Ghost since I was little. And I've been thinking several ways how to make this video. My wife wanted me to pursue it because I spent 10 years in prison. Just got out January the 25th of 2019. Served 120 months in South Carolina Department of Corrections. This series is going to be called Prison Stories, where I tell stories and stuff about prison and stuff I encountered and people that I met. And I know there's a lot of channels out here that's doing this stuff and explaining, their experiences and stuff. But I figured I would try it and see how it goes. If you like it, let me know. Subscribe to the channel. I'm also got a tech and gaming channel. It's called TechWorks Media Group, and the other one's called McStuffins Gaming. Well, in 2009, I had got on drugs, got on pills real bad. Me and my ex-wife was going through issues. We had a 2-year-old daughter named Rebecca, who's my oldest. And I left South Carolina because my dad and my stepmom was living in Spartanburg, South Carolina, in a town right outside Spartanburg called Woodruff. And I was doing stuff, and it had costed me prison. And during that time, I had got on pills real bad, and it led me up to getting into it with the police and fighting with police. And I had bought some equipment that was stolen, which I shouldn't have been doing what I've been doing, and being on drugs and stuff, which led it. But I had bad anger issues since I've been little because of my trauma from when I was a kid. My mother had abandoned me, and my father at 18 months old. My dad raised me and took care of me and taught me everything I know. I went on the run, came back to Tennessee, spent some time with my daughter, and was staying with my friend Brent Turpin, who's from Rockwood. We grew up together and was real close friends and stuff. And I was on the run, and eventually the police out of South Carolina put out a warrant for me and for everything, and the fugitive justice warrant as well, because I was on the run. During that time, I had gotten in so much trouble and stuff. I was just lost, didn't really care. I tried to commit suicide by overdosing, and my life was just spiraling out of control. Spent 6 months in Spartanburg County, and waiting to go to court in Spartanburg after they come and extradited me back. Spartanburg did. During that process, I had plenty of money and stuff on my books. My people was coming to see me. My friends was coming to see me. And then I finally went to court. And after I went to court, the judge had, they had switched. Was supposed to see a Judge Hayes. He used to call him Honey Bun Hayes because he was sweet, But Judge Couch, they had recommended my case, and they had switched that morning, and I didn't know. Well, when I went up, the judge had given me 10 years to set an example out of me. And during that process, I had flipped out. I didn't believe in God and none of that stuff. And my dad had said, after I came back from court, I flipped out in the courtroom calling the judge all kinds of names and stuff that I shouldn't have. And I came back from court, my dad, said, God's got a purpose for everything. Well, at that time, I didn't want to hear nothing. I said, Dad, if God loved me, he wouldn't have given me 10 years. I was supposed to went home on probation. Well, see how that worked. They had given me 10 years and 5 years suspended sentences on probation for restitution and court costs. Well, during my incarceration, my first day went in there, I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to do. Coming through reception evaluation, which is at Kirkland up there in Columbia, South Carolina. They had strip search, going through there. They had strip search. You had to send your stuff home or donate it. I didn't really care. I'm just like, man, y'all can keep all that crap. So during R&E, coming through, they had strip searching. Like, the officers just treat you like an absolute dog. You gotta keep your face shaved, to cut your hair. If you ain't been shaved that morning, you'll get turned around, especially by a dude they used to call turnaround Brown. Like, he'll turn you around even with a 5 o'clock shadow. And me with dark hair, it's easy to see on my face. So I stay getting turned around stuff all the time. I had to eat a bag lunch, which consists of a sandwich, cold eggs, hard biscuits, like so hard that you can literally throw up against the wall and it would just turn to dust. Like, the biscuits was like hard. And well, going through all that stuff, all this stuff, was running through my head. My wife had divorced me and everything after I went to prison. And going through R&E, when they strip search you, you got to strip all the way down, squat and cough, turn around, bend over, squat and cough. When they see you butthole and all that, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Anybody's been through prison and went through the prison system know how this stuff works. They give you an ID. It's got your name, inmate number, which your picture, and it says Department of Corrections inmate, wherever the Department of Corrections is. And we used to wear these white jumpsuits going through R&E before you got sent, classified and sent on the yard, or you got your tans. Well, through all this stuff, going through R&E, I sit there. I did a total of 87 days in R&E. Then got shipped to Kershaw, South Carolina, Kershaw Correctional Institute. And that's the first time, I seen, somebody really get split open. Like, man, there's people getting into fights and stuff every day. Only person that was there for me during my whole incarceration was my daddy. My dad made sure I got money on the phone, made sure I always went to canteen and stuff. And it was just a real traumatic experience that I went through, because I ain't never been through nothing like that before. Wasn't expecting to go to prison. Like, it made me into a complete animal. Like, you learn to humanize individuals and learn to see patterns and stuff like that. You can't show any kinds of weakness signs, because they'll use that to their advantage to think you're weak, like crying and stuff like that. No, if you're crying, you're considered a weak person. Which, what do you expect? I mean, you got people in there like me, had kids. I miss my kids, but I couldn't show them those kind of way. You can't let people take nothing from you, because those people try to take from you, preying on the weak, what they call it. Like, I had no respect for none of that. Me, I was a wide open 0 to 100 person. And, I had my moments and times that, like, that it's hard to explain unless you've been there. 8 out of those 10 years, I had wild out, stayed in everything. Cell phones, fightings, riots, stabbings, like the whole throw. Like, I was the one that it would shoot you. I mean, shooting, it means it's a term in prison that stab you. Because there really ain't no such thing as fair ones, and especially if you're affiliated, which I'm a known GD gang member who very high rank. And so many people who I thought was my friends in there is not your friends. even family, like a lot of your family who you think's your family is not there for you, not going to help you, they completely forget about you. And a lot of this had taught me a very valuable lesson in life, that life is too precious and short, you know, to end what it is. But today, this video, you know, I'm giving you a little bit of what to come and stuff, is an introduction to this new series I'm starting, which is called Prison Stories. But now I've completely changed my life around. It's bettered me. I'm a man of God now. Which I got another story, which is, I don't know how long this series is going to take. I don't know how far it's going to go, but we're going to see what happens. And I really hope you guys enjoy this journey with me, because this is all new to me. So this is a different type of content that I'm used to making, and I really don't know how to go about it. But you know, you have questions and stuff, I'll be more than glad to answer. This is a journey that I'm going to give you the raw and real uncut version of who I am, where I came from, my background, my story, you know, all that stuff. But I just thought I'd give y'all a little short version. I love yous, and I hope to see you guys in the next video, and we'll see what happens.